Welcome, welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining me this lovely Wednesday afternoonish, almost afternoon. Welcome in AC. And who else is here? Snoops is here and Painful Truth. Welcome in, guys. Hello, Deb Daisy. Hello, hello. Thank you for hanging out. So yeah, while we're waiting for a few more people to pop in and also for, Erika Kirk to hop on stage herself, please hit that like button so it helps share out this live stream to more people. I'd really appreciate it so very much. Thank you so much. So, what if I told you that Erika Kirk was about to go live on the Charlie Kirk Show? The Charlie Kirk Show, because she's had enough of all of our ish. And what if Andrew Kolvet and Blake Neff also have basically had enough and actually told everybody off just recently on the Charlie Kirk Show again? So on the Charlie Kirk Show, all this stuff's happening on the Charlie Kirk Show. And what if I think it all has to do with the fact that several people are jumping ship at Turning Point USA? And what's worse, it's the students that are supposed to be, they're supposed to be able to influence who are deciding like they've had enough of these people because of low attendance. It actually is looking like they're now trying to, in my opinion, allegedly bribe these people to show up at their events. Wait until you see what they have offered people in order to get them to show up. It's just crazy. All right. And yeah, it's just because people happen to keep canceling. They just keep canceling, and they're Turning Point USA is canceling events left and right due to low attendance. It's just all a big ish show out here. So my name is Jen, and against my better judgment, we are going to get in all of that today and possibly more. There's a lot going on out here, guys. So welcome in. And yeah, let's I know I'm over her too. Trust me, I'm over her too. She's due on at noon. She said 12 o'clock. She said she's staying home with her family. She needs to stay home and be with her family for a while, but she will be on the Charlie Kirk Show like today at noon to like tell everybody off because enough is enough. So yeah, I never heard of her either. Remember those days? Like, do you remember back to when we had no idea who she was? Those were the days. Anyhow, those days are over now. She's in our grill. She's on our algorithms. She's all up in our face every single day of the week. It seems like there's a new story about her or somebody talking about her or something she did or said that's just ick and strange. So, yeah. Candace said, I checked the facts, Erika. I prefer creative facts. Yeah, basically. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. I don't understand. Okay, you guys saw her dressed up for that event where the president, got an attempt on his life, right? She was all dressed up, looked like a wedding dress. I mean, it was kind of like weird, but I put up a picture of her side by side with like an older picture of her when she was like all mad and stuff. And I'll tell you what, it almost looks like two different Erika Kirks, if I'm being honest. It really. Now look, I'm a female, and so I can just roll out of bed one day and say, wow, and then the next day get all dressed up and look a little bit different, but at least I kind of at the base look the same. This was looked like really like two different people. It was kind of creepy. I don't know, just my opinion. It looks like, I don't know, what if there was like more than one Erika out there? Oh my God. Would that be so crazy? Oh my gosh. Jen Garcia made it. All right. Thank you for popping in. And Denise says her first speech was like, okay, maybe. After her second speech was like, yeah, she's full of crap. Yeah. That first speech behind the chair, I was like that too. I thought kind of like, well, she's grieving. Maybe she just like, she just lost her husband. She's probably going through a ton of emotions. They're making her stand up here and say all this stuff. Maybe she's like, just super freaked out and just that's why she's acting so strangely. But I did clock the strangeness that very first day. And I think a lot of us did. A lot of us were like, what's going on with her? It's kind of weird. And yeah, it just kind of got worse and worse from there. So while we're waiting, she's, like I said, she's supposed to come on at noon. I have it pulled up and I'm keeping an eye on it. Yeah, there's 7 people waiting for that stream over on Real America's Voice. And so I'm waiting for that to come up. But I'm going to share a post with you guys that I found to show you what they're basically kind of sort of, I want to say, feels like maybe they're bribing people with this stuff to show up. Let me read this out to you guys here. It's pretty crazy. So Sword Truth reposted this one by Zach Costello, and basically says Andrew Kolvet crashes out on everyone. Oh, wait, this is actually, hold on, this is the wrong thing. This is Andrew Kolvet crashing out. We're going to watch this first. Okay, let's watch this instead. This is even better. Andrew Kolvet crashes out on everyone who thinks that the Charlie Kirk unaliving involves anyone beyond Tyler Robinson, calls them cooked, and tells them to get off the internet. So he's basically, talking to me. So guess what? I have something to say. I have something to say back to Andrew because, he's out here calling me out. So let's watch this, all right? So Zach says, Andrew, please explain to us why you sent the text message thread of Charlie saying he had no choice but to leave the pro-Israel cause to the authorities because you considered it relevant evidence. Tell us why you called Candace and Tucker and told them they needed to also watch out. What happened? What changed? And then this is a clip of my favorite 2 people. Yeah, it's only a minute long, but it's hilarious. Let's take a listen while we're awaiting Erika Kirk's arrival. This is great. This is some good stuff, guys. I'm just warning you ahead of time. And make sure you can see everything. Let me take down the comments so we can see the full glory of Blake and Andrew. Let me turn this up so we get a good volume, and let's listen to it.
Are staged. Just stop opining on public events.
Let me stop you right immediately, Blake, because who in their right mind says opining? Who says that? Who says that?
Because your brain is too cooked by television.
Bitch, what? Did he just try to call me out and say I'm cooked from television? Like he knows me? Because I've been opining? No, I've been opining? What? Bro, what? Oh my gosh. He definitely has a problem. He might have bumped his head like Andrew. I think something happened to him as a baby too. I'm getting blinded by the baldness, but let me put my hand up to keep. Sorry if it's blinding you guys, but let's
by
continue.
Movies, by memes you read on the internet to think rationally about things.
Listen,
period.
Yeah, I understand COVID. That was a whole op. I get it. The Russia hoax op. I get there's reasons to be distrustful and to hold elected leaders' feet to the fire. I'm all on board with that. But for real, if you are going to assume that everything is the freaking Jews or everything is some staged 5D chess move and that leftists don't want you dead, I've got about 48 minutes of clips loaded up today to prove you wrong, to prove that you are missing the big E on the eye chart. And I said it before, but I'll...
Hold on, guys. Did I just hear him right that he said I'm missing the big E on the eye chart? Is that what he just said? I never heard anything so stupid in my life, first of all. Okay. Second of all, he sits there and admits, okay, COVID, that's relevant. That's true. That happened. That was an op. And, Russiagate, that was an op. That was an op. But this isn't. This is totally not. Here's the thing about it. Look, does the world ever agree on anything? Does the majority of the world ever truly agree on anything? Let's take politics out of it. Let's just say, does the world ever agree? At least the majority. No, we never agree on shit, okay? We never agree on anything, first of all. And so when you've got more than half the world agreeing that something's not right, we've watched it, right? We can see the video of the unaliving happening. We can all look at that same exact video, and the majority of us are going, something doesn't feel right about this. This doesn't match up to what they're trying to say happened. Something's off about this. We're not kind of feeling it, right? That's when you've got to say to yourself, Andrew, maybe I ought to take a closer look into things because, if they're seeing something, maybe I'm missing. The majority sees it, the minority doesn't. And for him to come out here and then both to come out, for both of these little, dickheads to come out here and try to, I don't know. I don't know, explain to us how like stupid and retarded we are, because we're all seeing something that, clearly isn't there. I mean, that's just ridiculous. He sounds ridiculous. They are definitely kind of like scrambling, I feel like you said, they're just like freaking out. They're just who said it in the chat? Somebody said it in the chat. Yeah, they're losing their heads. Yes. Welcome in, Sally. Yes, they're losing their heads. Welcome in, Sarah and Bittersweet. Welcome in. Welcome in. Yeah, they are. You can tell they're freaking out. They don't usually come out here and like start calling names and stuff. I mean, not generally. They come out here in their holier than thou kind of attitude about how just they're looking down their noses at us, but they never really get down and dirty like they're doing right here. I mean, at least not that I've seen lately. They're freaking out, it seems like. Welcome in, Boldy and Sally, AC again, Deb Daisy's here. Welcome in, guys. Thank you for joining. And did I see a super? Oh, thank you for the super sticker, Painful Truth. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah. It really, I thought, you know what, Jen? I think the same thing. I'm like, this doesn't even seem like the same person. It seems like a totally different woman in some of these things that we're seeing her. And I thought the same thing. And I thought maybe I'm like crazy. I'm like, this seems like a totally different lady. I don't know. Let's hear the rest of these goofballs clip. I just get a kick out of it.
Say it again. When Charlie was with us, he was not afraid of the Jews. He was afraid of purple-haired jihadists that wanted him dead. He was afraid of trannies. He was afraid of what?
Charlie Kirk, in my opinion, wasn't afraid of anything. Wasn't that what Erika even says? Charlie's not afraid of anything. They're like literally not afraid of anything. Either one of them. They're never afraid of anything. And it didn't seem to me like in all the things I've seen of Charlie, he was afraid of anybody. I mean, he sat right there and debated with a bunch of people that were like that, and he wasn't afraid of any of them. I do recall, though, a text message being spread around saying that he was afraid of a certain group of people from Philadelphia and all that stuff. So him out here trying to gaslight everybody. I mean, we've seen the messages by now, Andrew. So what are you talking about? We see Charlie admitted himself what he was afraid of. What are you like? This is crazy.
Wild, violent assassination culture that's running amok on the left. And if you can't get it through your freaking head yet, I have nothing for you. To Blake's point, get off the internet. You are cooked. Your brain is toast.
Look at Blake's dumbass over here laughing. Oh my gosh. Look at Blake's dumbass over here laughing. They are like two nerds. I don't know. They're like two kids that dwell in their mother's basements and they're trying to tell people off and it's just not landing, but they think each other is funny. And that's really like the only two that think it. It's pretty sad. It's pretty sad. Baby New Year. He looks like Baby New Year. Yes, he does. You know what? I'm not even going to assault Baby New Year like that. He just looks like a bald-headed little bastard. But he does think he's fun. He thinks Andrew's funny. They're getting a kick out of it. Like he's getting a biggest kick out of it. And it's like, listen, if anybody should get off the internet, it's these two. They're on a show called the Charlie Kirk Show, and they say nothing nothing that Charlie would have said, nothing that Charlie would have wanted. They're speaking complete and total bullshit out here about who Charlie's afraid of. Like it's funny to hear them say get off the internet. Like, how about if you don't like what more than half the world is saying, why don't you guys get off the internet? Why don't you do that instead? Like, bitch, what? They are insane. Oh my gosh. All right. The Charlie Kirk Show is starting up, and I don't know if Erika's going to be right on there. I'm just kind of taking a peek. I've listened to the last of these idiots.
Wake up. We have put up with deranged leftists, politicians going to No Kings rallies where they're holding signs saying, kill all tyrants, they all must die. We have Hassan Piker saying blood in the streets. We have Destiny saying conservatives should be terrified of being in public.
As people were walking out of this event, they passed people with signs that said, kill all of them, death to tyrants.
Death to tyrants.
And those people knew what had happened.
All right, that's enough of that. They are absolutely ridiculous, and like you guys said, they're flailing. They're flailing. They don't know what to say. They have no idea. And now we've got Erika Kirk in her army gear. Look at her. She looks hard as hell, son. Look at her go. Go ahead, girl. She's coming out tough. She's coming out right out the gate. Like hard as hell. Damn, girl. She got me scared. I'm scared of her on a regular, on a regular. She terrifies me. Like terrifies me. She's scary as hell. Let's rewind it a little bit here, because we definitely want to get the fact that they showed Charlie Kirk first, like they always do. Always show Charlie Kirk first, right, on everything that they do, to kind of remind us to love them, because, hey, here's Charlie. So you better love these guys too, because here's Charlie. All right. So let's move along. See what this bitch has to say. I can't wait.
Civil war happens.
Seems to me that nothing will ever be enough for the evil in this world. Our country has become unrecognizable. These people have perverted the truth to the point that they motivated the murder of my husband. They have continuously tried to assassinate the president, and anyone who stands in their way is labeled hateful, racist, fascist, and every other trigger word that is grossly dishonest. We want the best for our country. They don't.
Who are they? Who is she referring? Anybody in the chat know who this bitch is referring to right now? Or she's like, they. Yeah, that definitely was taped. That's definitely taped. That's not live. She's not coming live to talk to anybody. She don't want to talk to nobody live. She got her gear and she thinks she looks hard as hell. She thinks she's so hard. I can't stand this bitch. Anybody know who she's talking about? They? There came with that. That's a good one. Yeah. Did they see how low their views are? Indeed. It's kind of sad. Yeah, she does look scary in all black. Could you imagine like turning around in a dark alley and there she is? Oh my God. She's bitching about everyone. Okay, so basically everyone. Okay. So I guess she's talking about everyone right now. She's just saying they. And she has not identified the they in her rant here. So let's continue on. I don't want to interrupt it too much. My husband said that's super annoying, but I gotta snark a little bit, guys.
This is why Charlie started Turning Point USA in the first place. He didn't trust the radicalized liberal teachers. And this past Saturday, it was a school teacher, of all people, a school teacher that attempted to change our history for the worst with bullets. And everyone is asking why I even went to the White House Correspondents' Dinner. And it was because many of the journalists in that room have attempted to dehumanize me. And I wanted to meet some of them face to face.
Bitch, please. I would love to see who she talked to, because I don't think she was sitting at a table with no journalists. And if I do recall, she wasn't even sitting with Andrew Kolvet at that event. Okay. So, I mean, I think it's hilarious because she doesn't even want to be around Andrew and Blake when she could be, right? At this event, she could have sat with her crew, the TPUSA crew, Andrew and whoever else was there. I know Andrew at least was there. I don't know if Blake was there. Andrew was there. And she didn't sit with Andrew. She was like, no, I'm not sitting with him. So she didn't even sit with Andrew. And yeah, she's totally nuts. Like, she's totally nuts. I guess she's talking about the people who tried to unalive the president. I think that's who she means by they. And the thing about it is they didn't do shit. One guy did something. Okay. One guy did something. And to be honest, a lot of us are even doubting if that was a legitimate unaliving attempt, because there are many things that do not add up about that at all. Okay. At all. And yeah, I mean, for her to come out here now, she's trying to say, of all things, it was a school teacher. Oh, it was a school teacher who tried to change the history. Like, okay, she wasn't this upset about the person who unalived her husband, but she's out here doing all of this for a person who attempted to unalive, didn't even succeed, a man that she is not even married to. Okay. She didn't come out here hard like this, going off on whoever unalived her husband. No. She did not. She was dressed in white like she was going to a fucking wedding when that happened. Remember? Oh, like, bitch. Okay. And now you're out here mad because somebody attempted to, did not successfully unalive the president of the United States, which, let's just talk about that for a moment, shouldn't have even been able to get into the vicinity of that building, let alone anywhere near, any of them. But yeah, she's channeling Janet Jackson for sure. For sure. Yes, she is. Yeah, it is sickening how they call it the Charlie Kirk Show. She's called a troll. I believe it. Let's see if I can.
Quite
Let me
frankly.
make this small.
Why have a conversation about me
Maybe it's
when you can have a conversation with me? So, for example, a journalist from the Daily Mail came up to me. She introduced herself, and she was very gracious. She was saying, "You look so beautiful. I'm so..."
Of course she said you look so beautiful. That's the first thing she sang. The journalist was like telling me just like how beautiful I was. Like, oh, so much fun. Like, oh my God. What does that have to do with a single thing that we are talking about right now? What? And it didn't even look like this same person at that event. So I don't even know. This seems like the psycho Erika here. It was a pretty nice Erika that was at the event. I don't know who this bitch is, but it definitely didn't seem like the same lady.
"Sorry for your loss." To which I replied, "It is so nice to put a name to the face."
That's what she said when the lady said, "I'm sorry for your loss." The journalist said to her, "You look so beautiful. I'm so sorry for your loss." And Erika's response was, "It's so nice to put a name to the face." But she just said, "I'm sorry for the loss of your husband. You have nothing to say about that? No feeling, no emotion about that? You're cool now? A few months afterward? Okay, bitch."
Especially with all of the slander, the lies, accusations that are out there surrounding my husband's murder and myself. And I said to her, "You know what's so interesting? This is my first time at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and I find it so fascinating, the dynamic that is going on right now, because everyone is all dressed up and you guys are co-mingling in and out of each other's cocktail parties. And so for one night, you are able to put aside all of your differences for the sake of freedom of speech. And then by Monday morning, things will go back to being an absolute bloodbath between all of you." To which she replied, literally, she said, "I know. Isn't it special, right?"
Okay. So she's referring to freedom of speech here. Okay. Minutes after, she's literally talking about how people are with all their violent rhetoric and everybody, like, literally all across X. And I mean, what with that whole thing with Jimmy Kimmel, the whole thing with what's her face coming out on stage, you know who I'm talking about, the blonde lady who's pregnant. Now the name's slipping my mind because I'm all pissed off, but she comes out on stage and she's talking about how that was such a horrible joke and everything's like terrible. People shouldn't be saying these things because they're terrible. And now she's talking about freedom of speech as if they stand for freedom of speech. We just heard Andrew telling us to get off the internet because we have questions about the death of supposedly his best friend, right? And here's the thing, if that was my husband and people were out here pissed because they didn't believe the official Fed slop narrative, I would be welcoming everyone to independently investigate whatever they could. I would be welcoming the general public to ask as many questions as possible, look into it. If anybody can find anything suspicious, I motherfucking want to know about it because that's my husband that just got unalived. She is doing the exact opposite, and she still is. She's literally deflecting everything. "I'm talking to a journalist. I said, if you want to talk to me face to face. But bitch, you don't show up anywhere live for anybody to talk to you. This isn't even live. It's pre-recorded. Why? Probably because she didn't want to answer anybody in her comment section. I mean, I don't know. Seems like she never wants to go live and talk about anything, even though she claims she does. You want to talk to me in my face. Or bitch, hop on the live stream. Let's go. Many people have asked her. Candace has asked her, and she just won't do it. And then she comes out here and says that's what she wants to do. Well, we don't believe you. We don't believe you. Oh, thank you. I am Mitch Snow. Thank you for the super sticker or the super chat. C is MK Ultra all the way. I don't doubt it at all. I really don't. Because I've seen all kind of different Erika Kirk faces out here. It's getting pretty creepy. It's getting pretty creepy. And I have a little meme that somebody created. It was like Erika Kirk after a unsuccessful assassination attempt, and then Erika Kirk after a successful assassination attempt. And it compares the two. And wait until I show you guys. Just wait until you see it, because it's absolutely like astounding. The look of her during, or I mean, after both of these, just how different she looks and how it's opposite. It's always opposite of what it truly should be. She always does the opposite or something fucking weird. It's weird. She's weird. She's weird. I don't know who's advising these people, but welcome in, Jenny. What does that say? Jeannie. Sorry, Jeannie. I'm sorry. It's so small over here in the comments. I can barely see it. Actually, let me put the comments up here. I think I can show them on stage. They're even tiny here. Well, all right. Welcome in, everybody. She's making it worse. She's not winning anyone over. Exactly. When you come out looking like, you're all hard and you're being like all combative, and it's a pre-recorded segment when you say you're coming out here live to talk to people, it doesn't come off very well. And this is, mind you, after she's taking a break to stay home with her family, who she's absolutely actually like not at home with right now. She's out here on the Charlie Kirk Show making a point and swinging her, Oh, thank you so much, Eb, for the $5 super chat. He says, this trick looks so evil in this outfit. I love it when he calls her a trick. This trick. I might have to start calling her a trick, too, because I kind of agree. This trick does look so evil in this outfit. 100%. 100%. Thank you for the super chat too, by the way. Thank you so much. All right, let's listen to her. Like, again, she's just babbling. Like, enough is enough. That's what she says. Like, enough is enough, bitch. And now she's out here going, the journalist told me like I look so pretty. Okay, girl. Let's continue on.
Isn't tonight so special? And following that conversation, it was time to take our seats, and we went to the big ballroom where the dinner was. And one of the first things I noticed when I walked into that room was quite literally the proximity of the opposing outlets to one another. So you have one table.
Space 44 super agents. Oh. Careful, there's no.
We got a little commercial here, but yeah, she noticed the people. She noticed immediately, like, people that didn't like each other was sitting next to each other. How weird is that? Like, oh my God.
And away it goes.
Single 10-person table had 10 bottles of wine. And
the president, let me rewind this
together, elbow to elbow. And one of the first things I noticed when I walked into that room was quite literally the proximity of the opposing outlets to one another. So you have one table here that's Politico, and another table here that's Fox, and another table here that's WAPO, and you're all crammed together, elbow to elbow. And to make the night even more of a spectacle, every single 10-person table had 10 bottles of wine.
And let me remind you guys, I just read that Charlie Kirk literally never went to this. Like, he opposed this event for some reason, and he never wanted to go to it. He never showed up to it, even if he was invited, etc. And, the first time Erika can go, she does. Once again, doing something the opposite of what Charlie actually not even would have wanted, but actually what he actually did, the opposite. And now we're talking about how, oh my God, like, people who didn't really like each other, they were like seated next to each other, like different tables and stuff. Like, the first thing I noticed when I walked in, it was so crazy. And they had, wine, champagne, whatever she just said. Like, who cares? What are we doing here? What are you talking about? Can you get to a point? A point.
And the president of the White House Correspondents Association, she did a great job of trying to make the evening have that feeling of Americana. We were in a room celebrating freedom of speech despite our differences.
Isn't like Americana a type of coffee? What is this bitch talking about? I'm sorry, I'm not political. I don't know. She sounds weird.
And the U.S. Marine Band performed the national anthem so beautifully. And then shortly thereafter, gunshots rang out and total chaos ensued. And you guys have all seen what happened next because there are 1,000 videos of it. So
Yeah, we've
let's
seen it, girl.
discuss that fact for a second.
Let's discuss that fact for a second. Where you come out in front of the cameras, and then you get outside and you're just chilling. Let's discuss that.
If you were in that room, you had no way of knowing what the status of the shooter was, how many there were, or honestly, really anything. It was just utter chaos. And so during an active shooting, these journalists are using their phones to find moments to capture for clips.
You mean like your entire team did the day your husband was unalived? You mean like that? You mean like when Terrell Farnsworth ran out before he even saw Charlie hit the ground and was recording a selfie video talking about how Charlie was unalived, that he was actually deceased when nobody really even knew that? You mean like that, girl? Okay, go ahead. Yep.
They were so concerned about getting a video in a room with an active shooter that they could have accidentally and quite literally filmed themselves being shot.
Yes, they could have, but instead they got a good video of your dumbass. Plus they got a video of Kash Patel just sitting there literally doing nothing while there was an active, you know what, going on. Kash Patel, the head of the FBI. Instead, they got some great footage, 100% amazing footage, just like all of your Turning Point USA folks did the day your husband was unalived. So quit trying to act like they did something wrong. Okay, bitch? And these were journalists taking videos. These were journalists she's bitching about, not like, you know, all of her friends and the people she knows, like how Charlie had it happen to him.
Many of those people have become so desensitized that fight or flight became secondary to the opportunity of putting themselves into the story, which ironically breaks the #1 rule of journalism. And again, ironically enough, the shooter was a teacher. You have these people who are supposed to be teaching our children.
Oh my God. Does this bitch really? Oh my God. Is she really even gonna go there right now? Is she really even gonna go there right now? Because we got somebody like her who has several shady ass things in her background. And I'm not even going to touch on what we've seen with her background. And she's going around to all these different schools. Well, I mean, if they're fully packed, that is. She's going around to all these different schools trying to educate people. Okay. And we all suspect that she has some shady shit going on even right now. So don't get down on a teacher, one person who decided to go and do a violent thing, like it's every teacher that's out here doing this. Ironically, you sound really stupid, girl.
Future of this country, and he's so unhinged that he is able to teach children by day and then attempt to murder the president of the United States by night.
I mean, okay. And what? Anybody that would do something like that is perhaps a little bit unhinged. That really doesn't mean much. I mean, what are you getting at? Like, I don't understand. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Painful Truth gifting 5 memberships. Thank you. Americana, which describes the decor. Oh, the decor. Okay, so she's worried about the journalist telling her she looks really cute, and she's like looking at the decor and how beautiful the sounds are. What I think she's trying to get across to us is just how wonderful this event was at the start and how beautiful everything was and how innocent and wonderful it was. And then boom, chaos reigns as shots ring out, right? I think that's what she's trying to get across, but she's not doing a very good job at it because she just can't tell a story worth shit. She sounds just stupid. And now she's talking about how this teacher is allowed to teach people during the day. And then, you know what? If anybody goes off their rocker, it's literally like, who's going to help that? Nobody can help that. This guy went crazy. Okay. Or, you know, it was a planned event and somebody tapped him to go do this, but she's still like trying to make it like all these teachers are crazy and unhinged. And I mean, I just cannot. Yes, welcome anybody who got a channel membership. Thank Painful Truth for that. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Fort Huachuca sniper outfit. That's true. That's what that looks like. You're 100% correct. 100% correct. Yes, exactly. Videotaping an event is not putting yourself into the story. That's right. It's not at all. She just makes things up to sound official and sound like she knows what she's talking about. And some of the air cultists will just believe every word that spews out of this woman's mouth, and they don't actually critically think about things and understand that, it might not be true. Because no, it's really not. If you're videotaping an event, they're newscasters. They are media, and they are supposed to be, ducking down and getting under a table. You can videotape from under a table. What else are you supposed to do? Sit there and just look at things, and then everybody's going to ask you about it later anyways. It's a good thing they did get the videos. I mean, that's what people do now. And she has no room to condemn them for doing any of that, especially when we see all the, assholes who videotaped themselves when Charlie Kirk was unalived. It's like, did she forget about that or what? She's hoping we forgot about it. That's what that is. She hopes we forgot all about that. She's talking about an unhinged person. Okay, girl.
And in his manifesto, he starts by contextualizing himself by saying, I am a citizen of the United States of America.
Okay.
And while we may have,
wasn't he a citizen of the United States of America? So what?
Have big problems with illegal immigration in this country, I have to tell you, we have an even bigger problem when it comes to the systemic indoctrination and radicalization of our own citizens.
You are right, girl, because you guys are doing exactly that to a whole bunch of people. I totally agree. TPUSA 2.0 is definitely doing such a thing right now. I'm glad she's admitting it. She's admitted it to us all. I'm so glad she finally has come to the truth and has admitted it.
This is what got my husband killed.
Oh, okay.
This is what has led to 3 legitimate attempts on President Trump's life.
Wait a minute. Let me stop her right there, because just last week she was seen speaking to a bunch of pastors at an event, and she said her husband was unalived for preaching the gospel. Now he was unalived from radical people that are super political. Like, I'm super confused. Does she just change that narrative to suit who her audience happens to be or the subject that she wants to talk about? Because she literally just said last week it was from preaching the gospel, and now it's from, politics. Like, bitch, make up your mind. Which one is it? Oh, it's the one, the supposed Tyler Robinson, who supposedly went and unalived your husband. It's what he said he did it for. So what are you talking about?
And I can speak firsthand to that unbearable toll that this must take on our First Lady.
Oh, please.
There has never been a president who has faced this many assassination attempts in Americans' entire history.
I don't know what to say about that. A lot of people don't believe anything about those assassination attempts, especially since, the last one, he didn't even go after the person, to try to figure out what actually led to it, this, that, and the next. It was just open and shut. Never wanted to talk about it ever again.
After each one, the reaction from the far left has been, at best, a shrug, and in some cases, a sick disappointment that the shooter was unsuccessful. We are all human beings.
Okay. Well, what?
And if you can just pause and just take a minute and ask yourself, how would you feel if even just one person made cruel jokes about the attempted murder of your loved one?
You know what? I'm pretty sure we would feel mad about it. We'd probably be super butthurt over it, to be honest. And what? She acts like she has no idea why the public has differing opinions. It's the public. People are always going to have differing opinions. There's going to be people that think it's an atrocity. There's going to be people that do shrug it off. There's going to be people that think, the same, too bad they didn't do it. There's going to be people that think, everybody thinks differently. Everyone's going to have a differing opinion. She acts like this is a surprise. It's such a shock. oh my God, people actually think differently. Everybody should think like this instead, guys. It's the same thing about her being criticized. Like, listen, we all get criticized. You know what? Every single thing I say, there's going to be half the people out there that think I am an asshole. They don't like what I say. They disagree with everything I say. This is the way people think. People no matter what you do, there's always going to be somebody who has a problem with it. There's going to be people that agree and people that disagree. And with her being a public figure, now she's dealing with the entire public. The more people that are in your like little spectrum there who see you and can hear what you're saying and, weigh in on the decisions you make are going to have opinions. And she's a public figure. And so more people are going to have opinions. It's the same, like she's dealing with the same thing everybody is dealing with. We're all human. Yes, we're all human. And we all have people that hate us and we all have people that love us. The bigger the audience, the more people hate you. That's just how it goes. It's like she whines about everything now. She's whining about this. Like, oh my God, like, and what? So yes, it's rude to have those opinions. And yes, we'd be pissed off if somebody laughed at the attempt of the life of our loved one. Yeah, okay. And what? It's going to happen though. It happens. What? She makes no point ever.
That is what Jimmy Kimmel did to the First Lady.
Oh, fuck. Here we go.
He said that
he was making fun of this dumb bitch right here is what he was doing. That's what he was doing. He was making fun of this idiot right here. She don't even know. She don't even realize that's what he was doing. I mean, everybody knows she's the happiest widow in town. She doesn't even realize that. This is hilarious. Oh my God.
She had the glow of an expected widow.
He means like you, girl, because you're glowing. You're the only widow that glows. That's what he's talking about. She look just like you. Look at her face. Look at her pretending like she's pissed. She doesn't give two shits about that woman. She doesn't care about any of that, in my opinion, allegedly. And she's making this fake angry face. Like, bitch. She really should take a fucking couple weeks off and go take some acting lessons or go learn how to feel emotions or something. Because this is ridiculous. I need to take a screenshot of that face. Hold on. Let me replay that.
The murder of your loved one.
Did I back it up too far?
That is what Jimmy Kimmel did to the First Lady.
Hold on.
He said that she had the glow of an expected widow.
There it is. Let me take a screenshot. Hold on, guys. This bitch. I can't with these fake ass faces. Oh my gosh.
The glow of an expected widow.
Look at her.
Just 48 hours before that nightmare almost became a reality.
Dude, what are they trying to say? Like he knew something about this or something? Just because he made that joke 48 hours before this happened? Now they're making a big hissy fit over it. And they're literally using this in his example of trying to kind of stamp out our freedom of speech. Because, I mean, you could say anything, but that's just, you can't say that. That's terrible. I mean, but she just said freedom of speech, freedom of speech, freedom of speech. And here she is condemning somebody for speaking freely. She's a hypocrite.
In this culture we're living in, absorbs disagreement as a form of personal betrayal.
What?
It turns having an opposing viewpoint into a moral crime worthy of punishment. And here's what I've realized through all of this. Truly, having lived through quite literal hell these past 7 months, if you strip someone of their humanity long enough, you will arrive at the chilling conclusion that they don't deserve to exist at all.
What is she talking about? What is she talking about? Why is she even speaking on this like she knows? Is that what she's done? She stripped everybody of their humanity? Is that how she knows this? Or is she like an expert in psychology now or some kind of shit? Like, what is this?
Every morning I wake up to a new headline lying about me.
Okay, girl.
I have comedians dressing up in whiteface.
Oh,
I have.
Did she literally just say whiteface? Did she literally just say he dressed up in whiteface? I cannot. Oh my God. She is such a butthurt punk bitch. That's what she is. Listen, you got all the money in the world. Your husband left you an entire fortune to go take your children and go raise them somewhere, and you can all just be happy, never have to work a day in your lives. You choose to be out here in the public in front of everybody, and people are going to hate you just because of whatever. It doesn't even matter what she does. Somebody's going to hate it. Somebody hates everything I do too. Guess what? I don't give a shit. And she sits out here and says she doesn't give a shit. And then she comes in here and she whines and cries like a bitch. I can't stand it. Like, get out of the public then. Seriously. What do you want? People are just going to dislike you. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what anybody does. I mean, is there anybody here in the chat, anybody in chat, that every single person you've ever met in your life just loves everything you do? Let me know if there's a single one of you where that is the case. Because, I mean, I never seen it. And if you don't want a lot of people hating you, then you shouldn't have a giant audience. Like, and it doesn't matter. Even if she would have came out here and really grieved and been seriously like sad and whatever, people still would have hated her. There's still going to be people that hate you. That's just, that's life, dude. What do you want? Like, she's such a crybaby. Oh my God. He did white face. No, he didn't. Shut up. Shut up.
People saying I'm not fit to be CEO, and I have Candace Owens claiming I murdered my husband.
Look at her fucking guys, you see how pissed she is? Look how mad she is, bro. Oh my God.
Wake up to a new headline lying about me. I have
watch this shit.
Comedians dressing up in whiteface. I have people saying I'm not fit to be CEO, and I have Candace Owens claiming I murdered my husband. And the list goes on and on and on.
There's also people out there. Hold on, girl.
There is a serious epidemic of
Hold on a minute, girl, because there's also people out there that love you to death. There's also people out there that support everything you do. There's also people out there that would kiss the ground you walk on. There's people out there who worship you like a cult leader. You got a whole air cult behind you as well. Do you forget about all those people? What's the point? Like, so what? And your point is what? There's people out here who don't think I'm fit to do a goddamn thing either. Do you think I care? No. You shouldn't. You shouldn't focus on that, girl. Why don't you try being positive, girl? Why don't you try turning the other cheek like the Bible says and shut the fuck up? And quit whining about things. Sorry, she just gets me so mad. I'm sorry for all the swears. I can't take her. I really can't. She's like whines about everything. Candace Owens. She never mentions the fact that people actually love her. She has a following. She's gained a lot of, social media following, like she's always wanted. Like, what is your point? She always has to focus on the negative. She's so negative. Oh my gosh. Girl, you should read the Bible. You should brush up on the Bible and start going to church or something and try to be a little more positive. You're so negative. Negative Nancy. Oh my gosh. She's like a Karen now. I can't take it. She acts like a Karen right now.
Dehumanization plaguing this country.
Look at her mean face.
The most unthinkable tragedies have now become commonplace in our daily headlines, and yet the media finds a way to conveniently explain away violence. What? This is what we're up against. This is what we're up against. What is happening?
Guys, does she think repeating things makes it more powerful or something? Does she think repeating things makes it more powerful or something? It's annoying.
Right now is something none of us can afford to ignore. The evil forces working to divide us, to distract us, and to pull us apart has never been stronger. This is a moment for Americans to come together and decide what kind of country we are going to be before we lose our country altogether. In Romans chapter 12, verse 21.
Oh, God, here we go. Here we go with the Bible quotes. I can't. Here we go. Everybody take a deep breath. Come on. Take a deep breath. Because it's coming. The Bible quotes are coming. She thinks she knows everything. We need like see a cute picture of a kitten or something first before we listen to the rest of this BS. I can't with her. All right, let's just get it over with. Let's rip the Band-Aid off.
It says, do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. And this is why my husband created Turning Point USA, so we could have civil discourse and debate and open dialogue, because when we stop talking to each other, bad things happen. I am choosing to fight for America.
You're choosing to cancel all your talks, girl. What are you talking about? Like, you're choosing to cancel all your talks. What do you mean? You're choosing to get mad. We all have a video. We all watched a video of her getting mad because they weren't counter tabling at the event where the Unf America tour was. She was literally mad at her own chapter because they didn't counter it. That she cancels all these talks and chats and everything. Like, she can't show up. She can't be bothered to be seen there because there's enough people to hear her, I guess, godly voice. I don't know.
For my children, for your children, and for our humanity.
Okay.
Because we all need to do our part. And by the grace of God, we will succeed, and America will remain what she was always called to be.
How does she know America's a girl? Like, what? Why is she profiling America like that? Just making assumptions. Okay, girl.
I just started losing
go to
hope.
commercial. We needed a moment. We needed a moment. Deep breath, guys. Deep breath. Okay. Yeah, here we go.
Wake up sitting on the
It's the blueprint on how to have uncomfortable conversations with those who disagree. Buckle up, everybody. Here we go.
So my stance today is on immigration.
Did she really just do that? Was that most disgusting thing you've ever seen? Where she just said the same thing Charlie said at the same time? She's gross. She couldn't do that live. You know, she had to do a pre-recorded thing. Like, she's so gross. She's just so gross. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Maria. Yeah. Gross. I was like, yeah, she did. Exactly. I cannot. And of course, it's back to, you know, here's Charlie again, as she continues to use everything about Charlie. And I'm just going to quickly scroll through to see if she makes another appearance, which I don't think she does. I think she just puts Charlie talking up. But we are actually going to take a look at something else because, you know, I've got a really, really good thing to show you guys. All right. Let's take a look at this. All right. So, what if I told you Turning Point USA is now trying to, like, I don't know if it's bribe is the right word, but kind of bribe people to show up at their events? Like, I mean, what? So, Sword Truth posted, TPUSA bribes chapter leaders with baseball game tickets amid wave of resignations. TPUSA students just posted the latest attempt to keep chapter leaders from walking away. They are offering star stripes in a 7th inning stretch at the Washington Nationals versus New York Yankees game on Friday, July 10th. Come get your bribes, folks. Don't quit TPUSA like everyone else is doing amid this wave of resignations. The post is straight from the official student account. Chapter leaders are invited to the ballpark as some kind of reward or retention tactic. Learn more and apply today at their website, they say. It is the kind of move that screams desperation. While chapters keep resigning and insiders call out the direction, the organization is handing out baseball tickets and hot dogs to hold on to the people who actually run things on the ground. This is not how you build a real movement. Charlie never had to bribe people with game tickets or special events to keep them engaged. We all know that. And I do have a picture of the, here it is. Here is the post straight for TPUSA students. Star stripes in a 7th inning stretch, guys. We'll see you Friday, 7:10 for Washington Nationals versus New York Yankees. Learn more and apply today. Take us out to the ball game. And of course, we definitely have to peruse the comment section. Where is it? I'm not getting any comments. Why not? Oh, nobody commented. Oh, shit. That's pretty pathetic. Nobody commented on that. But yeah, they're kind of like sort of bribing them. And I wanted to show you this video of the latest person to resign from Turning Point USA. This one was so, like, I can tell you, I watched this video and I was struck by this young man's integrity, his kind of honesty, and just everything about it was pretty wild. So I wanted to share this with you guys. I'm gonna put it on 1.25 speed, so hopefully we can get through it. It's a little bit long, but I think it's worth taking a look at, even if we kind of skip forward a little bit. This is this young boy who, he quit Turning Point USA, and it's really, I mean, I was slammed by how just, I don't know, just how good this was.
This.
Okay, and what? What do I have to do to get past it? This is rude. What is this? Do you believe they're not letting me see this? What is going on here? Why would this be a problem? I understand and wish to proceed. Come on now. Make me mad.
This is why I'm quitting Turning Point USA. This is a letter I have written exactly 7 months after the assassination of Charlie Kirk that I will be sending to my TPUSA chapter at Texas State University. This letter includes my opinions and thoughts on many things that are always subject to change. I have an open mind, and I critically think to the best of my ability. The pursuit of the truth is all I care about. I'm utilizing my First Amendment right to share what I believe to be the truth and leads that help us get close to the truth about what happened to Charlie Kirk on September 10th, 2025. Why I quit TPUSA? To the Turning Point USA chapter at Texas State University and to whom it may concern. These past 7 months have been some of the craziest times of my life. Ups and downs, clarity and confusion, meeting new people, making new friends, seeing darkness come out of people, and seeing the light that opposes it in others. On September 10th, 2025, we witnessed one of the darkest days in American history. On a college campus just like ours, Charlie Kirk, an innocent man, was assassinated for being a Christian and for standing up for one thing, the truth. Charlie was the guy that got me into politics, not because he won debates or was cool with Trump, but because of his faith in Jesus and his relentless pursuit of the truth. I watched him for years, and his boldness that was rooted in common sense gave me the confidence to voice my own opinions and talk to others who might disagree with me. On 9/11, the very next day, I joined the TPUSA chapter at Texas State University. Throughout my time involved on campus, especially during our September 15th memorial event, myself and others have received death threats, racist harassment, constant mockery, and a plethora of students, professors, and adults that joyfully cheered for the death of Charlie Kirk. Some of these moments even attracted national media attention. I always knew there was evil in the world, but after seeing how quickly and easily people celebrated someone getting shot in the neck, I then realized that there were a lot more demons in the world than I thought. On September 21st, my dad and I flew to Glendale for the Charlie Kirk Memorial funeral. I can go on and on about that trip because it was truly one of the most powerful things I've ever witnessed, but that's not what this letter is about. As I get into my main point, I want to start off by quoting Charlie when he was on the PBD podcast in 2023. Quote, "My pattern recognition over the last 5 years has become pretty sharp. COVID, Maui fires, Epstein. When I see a story and it doesn't click, our guts are usually right." End quote. As each month has gone by since that September 10th day, I truly believe this is the unfinished progression of the fallout of that event, the stages of how it has unfolded and how it will continue to unfold. Grief, question, suspicion, theory, lead, evidence, conclusion, and ultimately the truth. Right now, I believe we are at a critical crossroads between leads and evidence. We live in a sick world that hates the truth. We're up against powerful forces of darkness and a sinister evil that never rests, Satan. I truly believe that there has been a massive worldwide manipulation of the Christian faith surrounding the assassination of Charlie Kirk. This strategy was used to weaponize people's faith in Jesus against themselves in order to make people believe a specific narrative. I will call this the all things are possible narrative.
This is kind of sort of what I'm almost believing myself right now. And he basically, I think this kid basically I don't know, he speaks what we're all kind of feeling, and he does it in such an amazing way. That's why I'm kind of wanting to play this for you guys. If you don't want to see it or getting sick of watching it, let me know in the comments and I'll turn it off. But he really does go through some stuff that kind of, I think, honestly, like, I agreed with every single thing that he says in this letter. I mean, and he has to look how young he is. Like, he's got some balls to literally post this and say all this about this place. He calls out all kind of people. It's wild.
This is the narrative that the current Turning Point USA has pushed relentlessly. They want you to believe Tyler Johnson was the lone shooter. They want you to believe that Charlie's bones were so healthy and had a spine like Superman that his neck stopped a .30-06 rifle and was a miracle that no one else was killed. They don't want any footage from Utah Valley University to be seen, and they have done everything they can to backtrack Charlie's stances on many topics, especially Israel and Iran. If you question or push back against any of this narrative, according to TPUSA and many others who I will mention in this letter, you are a crazy and demonic conspiracy theorist that hated Charlie.
Yep.
I've done extensive research on the 30-06. I've listened to gun experts, former U.S. soldiers, and have done my own research on its capabilities. This weapon is capable of killing any land animal on Earth. This includes moose, bears, elk, elephants, buffalo, rhinos, etc. I will now read Andrew Kolvet's tweet from X on September 20th in its entirety. I want to address some of the discussion about the lack of an exit wound with Charlie. I'm usually not interested in delving into most of this kind of online chatter, and I apologize, this is somewhat graphic, but in this case, the fact that there wasn't an exit wound is probably another miracle, and I want people to know. I just spoke with the surgeon who worked on Charlie in the hospital, ... He said the bullet, quote, absolutely should have gone through, which is very, very normal for a high-powered, high-velocity round. I've seen wounds from this caliber many times, and they always just go through everything. This would have taken a moose or two down, an elk, etc. End quote. But it didn't go through. Charlie's body stopped it. I mentioned to his doctor that there were dozens of staff, students, and special guests standing directly behind Charlie on the other side of the tent, and he replied, quote, it was an absolute miracle that someone else didn't get killed, end quote. Quote, his bone was so healthy and the density was so impressive that he's like the man of steel. It should have just gone through and through. It likely would have killed those standing behind him too, end quote. In the end, the coroner did find the bullet just beneath the skin. Even in death, Charlie managed to save the lives of those around him. Remarkable, miraculous, end quote. Andrew Kolvet, September 20th, 2025, via X. This is just one of the many ways, especially early on after Charlie's death, that Turning Point USA has used the Christian faith to coerce people into believing their narrative and that there's nothing more to know. No need to ask questions, end of story. Deception does many things. It distorts perception of reality, the truth, reduces critical thinking, hijacks people's emotions easily, manipulates group behavior, rewrites memory of past events, and desensitizes people to contradictions. And now comes the part of this letter that will be controversial to many. The reasons that ultimately led me to completely disassociate from Turning Point USA. I have three main reasons. Number one, Erika Kirk. I have three main points with Erika that I will briefly address. Number one, ASU, Arizona State University. Erika Kirk held an unregistered secret meeting that triggered a formal investigation and massive lawsuit. Someone leaked a video saying whether or not we should be, showing Erika talk about the war, saying whether or not we should be at war with Iran. She said, quote, my husband isn't here to say whether or not we should be at war with Iran. I would love for him to be here right now to tell us if we should or should not. I would love it. I miss his voice more than anything in this world, end quote. She deflected the student's question about Iran and told the chapter to focus on freedom of speech. Charlie's stance on Iran was extremely clear. Go look at the videos and do your research. Number two, University of Arkansas. In early March, Erika Kirk visited Arkansas and was joined by Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Keep that brief interview in mind for future reference. 1 week later, the TPUSA chapter at the University of Arkansas announced that they unanimously decided to completely disassociate from Turning Point USA and would move forward as the Young American Revival at UARK. Their chapter president stated, quote, after discussion with my executive board, we have come to the unanimous decision to dissolve our affiliation with Turning Point USA and rebrand our registered student organization under our own label, Young American Revival at the University of Arkansas. This decision was not made lightly. We discussed this for some time, weighing the pros and cons and seeking spiritual discernment. We have many grievances with Turning Point USA, which we will shortly make known to them in private, but I will share only one. We are generally put off by how Charlie Kirk has been used by TPUSA since his assassination. Statements like Charlie would have said and Charlie would have wanted have felt in many instances disingenuous and manipulative. Charlie Kirk cannot speak for himself anymore, and we do not recognize the way others have attempted to speak for him. Though the one thing I always took away from my interactions with Charlie was the importance of being your own man or woman. Sometimes that means making tough decisions, just like this one. That was Dino Fantagrossi, a 5-year TPUSA member at the University of Arkansas. Dino in his chapter also stated that they believe TPUSA has lost sight of conservative values and what is truly important. Quote, we are no longer focused on our guiding North Star, that is fighting for conservative policy, principles, and values. Instead, it feels we have become consumed with metrics, creating the next viral cultural moment. We have become reactionary when we need to be proactive, end quote. This entire situation and the boldness of that chapter is one of the main reasons I'm writing this letter today. Number 3 on Erika Kirk, the leaked Zoom and audio.
Oh, yeah.
On January 28th, a TPUSA internal call led by Erika Kirk on September 16th, 2025 was leaked. This call took place 6 days after her husband, Charlie Kirk, was assassinated on live TV. I encourage anyone reading this to watch that Zoom call in its entirety through an unbiased lens. Pay attention to what was said, the tone, emotion, body language, and the timing of this call.
He's telling everybody too, like to look at all these things with an unbiased lens. Like he doesn't even want to bias anybody. He's like, do the research yourself. Like you'll see if you just look at it through an unbiased lens. That's what I really loved about this.
6 days after he was killed. She starts off the Zoom call, joyfully laughing and smiling about the thumbs up on the call. She then, in the most emotionless and disingenuous way, says, quote, I just wanted to say first and foremost, my heart obviously is broken for you guys as much as it is for our family. You have lost not only a boss, but someone that you looked up to, end quote. She then assures the employees that no one's job is in jeopardy because you're family. I want to highlight some quotes from that call from her. Quote, everyone grieves differently. So if someone's acting weird, don't read into that. The fact that a lot of you guys are here in office, that's what he would have wanted. We're going to work hard because that's what he would want. I want our family to stay together. I feel so blessed and honored, end quote. On January 27th, audio from a Zoom call on September 22nd, 2025, one day after Charlie Kirk's memorial funeral in Glendale, Arizona, was leaked. I again encourage anyone reading this to listen to the call in its entirety through an unbiased lens, as I will only be briefly mentioning some of the quotes from that call. She starts off this call laughing again and smiling about the Zoom emojis. Totally joyful, unbothered tone. Here are some of the quotes. Quote, the fact that we were able to pull off an event of the century. We had thousands that were registered to vote. I think we're at like over 200,000 for merch sales. My husband's dead. Like I'm not trying to be morbid, but he's dead. We are moving forward. Turning Point USA 2.0 with Charlie in our hearts, and that's what he would want. And then she laughs briefly after. Full steam ahead, you guys. Charlie would want us to get back to work. We have so much to do, which is exciting. Charlie in heaven is like, you guys thought you had a busy schedule, then just you wait. He's doing some awesome things with Jesus in heaven right now. Since his assassination, we have 100,000 chapter requests. We have 300,000 new donors. I think we have 50,000 plus hat orders to fulfill. We have over 20,000 AmFest registrations, end quote. This is not normal. It is deeply disturbing, and I refuse to stay silent about the obvious disingenuousness spewing out of this woman's mouth.
Yep.
I was at the funeral. I was at AmFest. I was at TPUSA headquarters and saw the thousands of vigils there. I defended this woman for months. At the time, her speech at the funeral genuinely made me emotional. I stood up for her online and in person in the midst of death threats, mockery, and satanic hatred that was thrown my way on a daily basis. No one was rooting for her more than me. I was unfollowed by so-called friends when I was posting about all of this. When it comes to Erika Kirk, no one, at least that I know of, stood firmly on her side through everything more than me. But I was raised right. I was taught from a young age to have discernment, to not blindly follow the crowd, and to not be a sheep. And this is what most Christians lack. The ability to take time to critically think and the will to stand up and fight for the truth, regardless of what people think about you. The raw, authentic emotion I have seen in so many fellow college students and others over the past 7 months doesn't even compare to the bad act Erika has put on for all of us. We are in the midst of a mass deception and a worldwide manipulation of the truth and the Christian faith when it comes to the assassination of Charlie Kirk on September 10th, 2025. My second point for leaving Turning Point USA and writing this letter. Aubrey Leitch and other fired former Turning Point USA employees. Aubrey is the former public relations manager for Turning Point USA and was part of the mass termination group that was fired in January of 2026. She worked for the ATK company, which is Andrew Kolvet's private business that contracts out with Turning Point USA. She had been with Turning Point USA since 2021. She stated, quote, I wanted to work hard for both Andrew and Charlie, for my coworkers and for the Lord. I really believed in the mission of Turning Point and what we were doing, end quote. Aubrey was pulled into a meeting with Andrew Kolvet and Marina Minez, the CMO of TPUSA, and was told she was fired, reason being a totally bogus Uber story that sounds completely made up of her. These next statements from Aubrey and others like them from ex-Turning Point employees are another one of the main reasons I'm writing this letter today. Quote, I just have a gut feeling that I was terminated from Turning Point because I am questioning the narrative of what happened to my role model and CEO, Charlie Kirk, on the day of his assassination. What is being told to us in the mainstream media just doesn't add up to me. And I'm really hopeful that one day it will. But as it stands right now, it just doesn't. As an American citizen, I have the right to my freedom of speech and my freedom of thought. And I have a lot of concerns and a lot of questions about what took that day and the events leading up to that day. She goes on to say, it is from my own experience that you can't question the narrative and work at Turning Point. That is how I feel. That is how other people I've talked to feel. And it goes against everything that Charlie ever stood for. Charlie was someone who did question things, who did challenge the narrative. I'm not going to just idly sit by and hope the truth comes to light. I'm going to take action. I'm going to ask questions. I'm going to talk to other people. And I refuse to apologize for having my own freedom of thought, which is something that Charlie ingrained in me and so many other young people. All of these people who have been terminated were the most hardworking, honest employees that Turning Point has ever had. I'm doing this for them. And I'm doing this for friends who I consider family who are still there. It literally breaks my heart to make this video, but I know that I owe it to Charlie and that this would be the expectation for me. And so that's why I'm doing it. Everything's for Charlie. End quote. Wow. I encourage anyone who is reading this to watch her video in its entirety through an unbiased lens. Number 3 of why I'm writing this letter, Candace Owens. Candace Owens has become the most demonized and hated person in conservative politics in recent memory, and it's not even close. Numerous people have told her to shut up and stop asking questions from the beginning. On September 17th, 1 week after Charlie was assassinated, I posted one of the most important videos I've ever posted still to this date. That same day, Candace commented on my video, and I knew that what I was doing was right. Evil absolutely hates getting exposed, and demons truly do walk among us. I encourage anyone reading this to watch my September 17th video in its entirety through a biblical lens. The truth matters. No one has worked harder in this investigation of Charlie Kirk's murder more than Candace. I posted a tweet on X on October 6th that still holds up today. I said, Candace Owens is currently the most important journalist in America, and it's not even close. She's exposing evil and asking questions that no one else will. At Lemme React via X. All because she has questioned the official narrative surrounding the death of her friend, she has been relentlessly called a demon, psychotic, evil, and, quote, literally the most evil human being to walk the face of the earth.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Some of the main people blindly regurgitating this hatred include Graham Allen, Dan Bongino, Ben Shapiro, Tim Pool, Brandon Tatum, David Harris, Laura Loomer, and Jeremy Boring.
Jeez.
You are all untruthful, low IQ, un-American cowards.
Damn!
That's what all I have to say about Candace. Her videos speak for themselves. If you aren't watching her episodes and seeing how she makes her connections, who her sources are, etc., you literally don't have a valid opinion about her. Watching out of context 10-second clips and saying, how dare she attack a widow with children, makes you an untruthful, low IQ human being. Being a widow and having children does not exempt you from being guilty of something. It's all embarrassing.
That's true.
I genuinely feel like people think this is a game. Like it's a form of entertainment to see who's right versus who's wrong. This is real life. This is the investigation of an assassination that, in my opinion, changed the course of American history. I've said this from the very beginning. Is Candace going to be right about every theory she has? Of course not. But it is far better to search for the truth and expose evil people compared to staying silent and doing nothing with the fear of dividing or offending.
True.
It is weak, it's cowardly, it's ignorant, and it's something that will expose darkness in the hearts and minds of people. Luke 8:17 says, for nothing is secret that will not be revealed, nor anything hidden that will not be known and come to light. In the midst of all the lies and trash thrown at Candace and anyone pushing back against the narrative over the last 7 months, I've been thinking about that scene from the movie Prisoners where Jake Gyllenhaal, who plays a detective, is totally pissed and throws everything off his desk because he can't figure out what happened to the kidnapped little girl he was trying to find. He kept hitting dead ends. He felt like he had dug himself in a hole of hopelessness because he couldn't solve the case. He had evidence, he had leads, but he was pissed because he couldn't get to the bottom of it until something clicked. Evidence that was initially overlooked started making sense. He was connecting dots and he was able to take down some evil people because it was finally making sense. Now back to Charlie. In an investigation, most of the time, you're going to have theories that don't end up being true. But without asking those questions, without failing, it's impossible to get to the truth. So anyone trashing Candace or trying to find out what happened to her friend that was murdered in broad daylight, you seriously need to check your hearts and minds because some of these people genuinely make me sick. I don't care how long it takes. Evil needs to be exposed. And the only way that can be done is if the truth is the guiding light of your life. September 10th, 2025. I do not believe Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk. The bullet they claimed killed him makes no sense. The angle makes no sense. And the narrative makes no sense. At this point in time, and since early on, I was told to believe that Charlie, at this point in time, and since early on, I believe that Charlie Kirk was betrayed by people close to him and was killed with an exploding lavalier lapel mic. The blood that came gushing out was an exit wound, and this theory is supported by the fact that his shirt puffed up upon detonation, his necklace was violently flung off, and one of his security guards can be seen clenching his fist the very millisecond that the explosion went off. I think the sound of the shot was way too high-pitched, and the circumstances surrounding Charlie's autopsy were extremely suspicious. We still haven't seen or even talked about the camera 5 feet away from Charlie to his left, the same side as the exit wound.
And this is an alternative theory that I had after watching some of Baron Coleman's videos, but if it's not the exploding lapel mic, I think that the shot came from the Sorensen Center and not the Losi Center, like they're telling us. Let me explain. So this is the angle that they're saying Tyler Robinson took the shot from, which is directly in front of Charlie from the Losi Center, and this is the angle from the Sorensen Center that makes a lot more sense to me. And then I also remember seeing multiple videos of people saying they saw a muzzle flash right when the shot went off. So I'm going to show some videos of that, and then I'll further explain.
The last 10 years. Counting or not counting gang violence? Great. Counting or not counting gang violence? Great. Counting or not counting gang violence? Great.
This is so much. So before we had a flag and we had it, so it's positioned above the tent, so it'd be in the camera. And made us move. What's that? So it's positioned above the tent, so it'd be in the camera. And made us move.
I seen that. I see that.
There's just so much. So before we had a flag and we had it, so it's positioned above the tent.
Oh yeah, dude, I seen that. I saw that one. Did you guys see that? I didn't see the first couple, but there it is. Wow, he actually found it.
So I don't even think it was Robinson as the decoy shooter, and whether the decoy shooter shot a blank or was just there, there's no way that was him that jumped off the roof. So I think it was a decoy, whether it was a suppressed gun from the guy on the Sorensen Center or not. There's just no way that shot came from the Losi Center. So this is the part of the building, and people are saying like a shooter could have been there, and that's what the flash was. But if you look at the windows right there by the stairs, it's facing almost directly towards the Sorensen Center. So I'll show a on ground in person view kind of, so you can see that better. Okay, so this is that angle of the staircase that I was talking about, and we're gonna go down in person view so you can see a lot clearer. And this is the angle where those two videos, or the one video was from, where you can see the muzzle flash, and it's right by the staircase. Those windows facing towards the Sorensen Center, right back there. And it makes a lot of sense if it was there, if it was that type of gun. Charlie was right there. But I don't know what else that flash could be. Like, I don't know if I'm not a gun expert, but it seems like if it were to be a reflection of something, it makes sense that it would come from the Sorensen Center, not from straight on from where Charlie was sitting. So here's another angle of that front view where they said that Tyler Robinson took that shot from the Losi Center. And here's the building. You can see that super blurry video he ran by, and then the wall that he jumped off of. And then here's the Sorensen Center where I think that the shot was taken. So this is where Baron Coleman was talking about the kill shot would have been. It just makes more sense for that angle. And the Sorensen building was connected to a lot more buildings, including a parking garage. So he was saying that the guy could have just easily escaped. Everyone's freaking out, and he just gets away. No cameras in the parking garage, and Tyler Robinson is patsy. So
that makes perfect sense, dude.
It makes sense if this is just an alternative theory. But if it was a lower caliber bullet, it just makes sense from that angle. And I'll show a 3D thing of the human skull. So this is the angle that they say the shot came from, maybe like a little bit tilted this way. But it would have just gone through and through. A bullet, especially a 30-06, they're saying, would have just gone through and through. So instead, from the Sorensen Center, an angle like this would go directly into his spine or body cavity, whatever you want to call it. But the angle just makes sense. And then this is also from Baron's video. You can see this dude looking the direction of the Sorensen Center, and then this girl also looking the direction of the Sorensen Center right when the shot goes off. So just wrapping it up, if it wasn't the exploding lapel mic, I think it was either a suppressed weapon, could be collapsible, or just a smaller caliber bullet, because that white trail you saw that I showed in the video earlier, that can only happen if it's a supersonic round. But even if this theory is correct, I still think the mic played a role in it, whether it electrocuted Charlie, stunned Charlie.
Yeah, that was very odd. The way his shirt goes
I
up.
think that played a role in it.
Come on.
And after seeing that super blurry video of Tyler Robinson jumping off the roof, apparently it's 15 feet high, somewhere around there. And I remember my dad saying, like, dude, there's no way this dork landed that and just ran away like that. I mean, you can I'll look at the screenshots that I took, look at from this live stream, and then there's pictures of it. That is a high fall. You're telling me a dork like Tyler Robinson is just eating that jump and just running away like that? Like,
Yeah.
There's no way. None of this adds up. We're all being lied to about the official narrative. It's all BS. So I'll show this clip from Baron Coleman, and then this will be the end of my alternative theory.
When it all said and done, if they don't try to wrap this up in a hurry and they actually try to get to the bottom of it, I think this is your kill shot right here.
I saw that video. I
A
think
bullet
we
from here
watched
would
this
go
one
into his
live.
neck, and it would hit the bone. Now,
Oh no, this was
it does seem like there's something energetic taking place under the. That's all I'm mentioning. And there's something energetic enough to throw the necklace many feet around his head. Guys, put a necklace on a mannequin and shoot it in the neck. Put a 30-inch necklace, it's look to be about a 30-inch necklace, and shoot it in the neck. Put a necklace on a deer, shoot the deer. See if the necklace breaks and flies wildly off into it does not. I'll spoil the surprise. It does not. It does not. You've been gaslit and lied to every step of the way in this investigation. Why would you believe anyone at this point telling you, oh yeah, shirts all the time fly up when someone gets shot in the neck? Necklaces are known to just fly around the room when people, no, they're not.
There's so many things I could deep dive into about that horrible day, but for now, I will only mention one more, and that is the extremely bizarre behavior from Charlie Kirk's chief of staff, Mikey McCoy.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk
Step
about
back from all of
facts.
this. Put yourself in that scenario. Imagine yourself there on that day. Gunshot rings out. Everyone, thousands of people hit the deck, and you see Charlie falling out of his chair with blood everywhere. What would you do? How would you react in those few seconds? Keep that in mind. Why is it that Mikey McCoy, the second his friend is shot right in front of him, damn near the second it happened, his phone immediately, not scrambling, but immediately goes to his ear and he walks completely unfazed and normally without looking back even a single time? He still hasn't answered for this. In December, I was in a private TPUSA meeting with Mikey, Blake Neff, and Greg Laurie at AmFest. If I had the perspective I have now in that meeting, I straight up would have just interrupted it and called him out. So that is what I'm doing now. Mikey McCoy, you are a coward. You are hiding information about that day, and I will never stop calling you out until you answer for this, ever. I will now share a list of names based on the extensive research I have done in the past 7 months, my own personal experience with the organization, and events that I have attended in the wake of the assassination.
He is 100% right about Mikey McCoy. I found that was the first thing I saw when I was looking up information on the unaliving. I think it was one of the first things Candace Owens mentioned as well on her podcast was the strange behavior of Mikey McCoy and Terrell Farnsworth on that day. And that whole thing with Mikey McCoy, I would love to hear his answer for that, because that 100% was just the strangest thing I've ever seen. He didn't even see Charlie fall. He didn't even see him fall. He turned around and walked away before he even saw that guy fall to the ground. It's the strangest thing I've ever seen. When you're in a situation like that, I don't believe that is what you would like. I just don't see that as being a thing. He wasn't upset. He wasn't freaking out. He calmly just did his thing and just walked away. It was the wildest thing I've ever seen. And you could tell he is so upset about that. The way this kid is such a nice kid too. Like, the worst thing he said to people is they were low IQ humans and they need to, check their spirits and rethink things and this and that. Like, that's his insults. Like, but he's such a nice kid, but he's 100% correct. And I love that he's calling out Mikey McCoy. I think everybody should call out Mikey McCoy, and Mikey should have to answer to this. And like literally on live with somebody, not just a pre-recorded video, bullshitting everyone like we just saw Erika Kirk do, because that's nothing but trash. And that was like a waste of time to even watch it, because she made no points at all. She just whined about everything.
Of Charlie Kirk. This list is split up into 3 categories and reflect my own personal opinions of these people. I'm utilizing my First Amendment right to share what I believe to be the truth in order to ultimately find out what happened to Charlie Kirk on that day in Utah. The 3 categories of people on this list are people who I believe had foreknowledge and inside information, no matter how big or small, about the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Number 2, people who I don't think necessarily had foreknowledge or inside information, at least not in the beginning, but have been absolute untruthful clowns to anyone questioning the official narrative that TPUSA and the mainstream media has relentlessly pushed.
You even put a
We
clown
will call
there.
this category don't ask questions people. Number 3, people who have been absolutely demonized and smeared for questioning any of the narrative surrounding the assassination of Charlie Kirk. This list is the culmination of my opinions, and I do not believe it includes everyone who may be involved. Foreknowledge. Number 1, Erika Kirk. I have done extensive research, watching videos, listening to people of grief counselors, psychologists, body language analysts, and therapists. I believe she knew this was going to happen to Charlie. And going on, Tyler Boyer, Andrew Kolvet, Blake Neff, Frank Turek, Mikey McCoy, Charlie's Israeli security detail, the CIA/FBI, Built Incorporated, BILT, which is a 3D interactive and immersive intelligence, Accurate Energetic Systems, AES, which was the plant that exploded on October 10th, 2025, killing 16 people, leaving no survivors, which the DoD purchased a $500,000 extra small demolition charge, which I believe to be the lavalier lapel mic that Charlie Kirk was wearing on that day that killed him.
I think that too.
So don't ask questions, people that have been absolute clowns. I want to highlight 2 people first, and then I'll go on. Graham Allen and Dan Bongino. You 2 are traitors to the United States of America, and you 2 genuinely make me sick. The unchristlike and untruthful behavior by both of you makes me sick to my stomach. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Going on. Ben Shapiro, Tim Pool, David Harris, Brandon Tatum, Laura Loomer, Donald Trump, Jeremy Boring of the Daily Wire, Jack Posobiec, Rob McCoy, and Governor Spencer Cox of Utah. These are now the people that I believe have been completely demonized and smeared in the media and on social media and just anywhere, honestly. Number 1, and mostly, Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Alex Jones, Joe Kent, Stu Peters, Aubrey Leitch, and other fired Turning Point employees, Nick Fuentes, Baron Coleman, and even though he hasn't been touching on this subject a lot, Andrew Tate. They want us to believe it's a simple case that has been completely solved. Psycho-liberal college student with transferee boyfriend used his grandpa's rifle to kill Charlie. No need to ask questions. We got the guy. This is a cover-up. Let's go through some of the things about the assassination. So I briefly put together a list of bullet points that I will briefly say. Guy practicing his reaction before Charlie died. Suspicious movement and handoffs from Charlie's security after he was shot. Yep. The 30-06 makes no sense and didn't sound like a rifle. The lack of footage from campus. Decoy old guy that initially took the fall. Mikey McCoy reaction. What happened in the car to the hospital? ? Hospital footage seized by FBI. The disassembly and reassembly of the rifle. Fake texts between Robinson and Twiggs. Kash Patel, we got him, mistake. Dairy Queen cleared out and no footage. I want to highlight this one real quick. This is the one that I have not seen a lot of people talking about. The Dairy Queen that Tyler Robinson went into was completely cleared out, either the day after or days after. I forgot when it was. Completely cleared out. No footage shown from it. No footage of which way he walked from. Completely cleared out. One of the most bizarre things ever. Going on. SD cards taken out of the camera after Charlie was shot. TPUSA stopped student from talking to camera after Charlie was shot. Blurry stairwell pic of Robinson, and then the clip of him walking by the house with a limp. Blurry rooftop footage is all we have, ? Body cam footage of Robinson arrest, ? Sheriff Nate Brooksby resigned now. No autopsy, at least not initially. It took forever, and then they told us what happened. Fort Huachuca, where was Erika? Joe Kent blocked by FBI. Charlie texting people about dying the day before. Pressure on Charlie from Israel donors.
Wow.
Bibi immediately saying he didn't kill Charlie and Israel had no involvement. Israeli linked phones on UVU campus on 9/10, confirmed by Candace Owens. New bullet story, bullet didn't match. That was this month. Pouring of concrete on active crime scene days later. That's another one I want to highlight. It's an active crime scene. They pour concrete on it and completely tamper with the evidence of the crime scene. You never see that ever, not even in movies. No rear camera until Candace leaked it. The meta glasses of security being clicked when Charlie was on the ground. He was looking at him. Who mic'd up Charlie that day? Egyptian planes in Provo. Flight manifest and stuff. Israel IP address, Google searches where gun was found, and searches were made before 9/10. I'm pretty sure it was the house that we saw Tyler walk by that was searched up. Whether it was Israel, our own government, people close to Charlie that betrayed him, etc., I truly believe that this was a premeditated and coordinated assassination that took out a future president, Charlie Kirk. For better or for worse, this was the turning point of this country, and things will never be the same. These past 7 months have taught me a lot. Demons truly do walk among us. And the type of sinister evil can only be defeated by one thing, Jesus Christ. As myself and others were completely and constantly mocked and receiving death threats, and after meeting with the president of Texas State University multiple times, I really had to ask myself if it was all worth it. Was standing up for Charlie, Erika, and TPUSA really worth getting all this evil thrown my way? And I believed it was. Charlie's relentless pursuit of the truth and his mission to help others truly inspired me and has made me a better man to this day. Every day I went out there to talk to people on and off campus, I had to mentally prepare. I had to ask myself if our chapter was attacked, if there was a shooting, a stabbing, whatever, any scenario where lives were at risk because of political violence, would I be okay with dying as I was preaching the gospel as a member of Turning Point USA? I was. I made peace with that because I truly thought what I was standing up and fighting for was right.
Wow. That's crazy.
For anyone reading this who is interested in joining TPUSA at Texas State University, this message is for you. If you are looking for some like-minded, bold, conservative friends to make on campus, you will find that in this chapter. Our leadership has been outspoken and unafraid to voice their opinions on campus, and I will always admire that because it is not easy to do. I specifically want to shout out our college field representative for the Alamo region, Lillian Gustafson, and the college deputy director at TPUSA, Ashley Glasgow. These two women have genuinely given me a different perspective on the political world. Their professionalism and drive for success has been one of the highlights during my time in TPUSA, and I genuinely wish both of them and anyone in our chapter the best in whatever they decide to do moving forward. Now again, to the leadership of the Turning Point USA chapter at Texas State University. I've loved getting to know all of you and being able to relate with our shared love and grief of Charlie Kirk and the mission he fought for. However, I can no longer in good conscience associate myself with the current TPUSA organization that we see today. After my independent research and the outspoken voices of former TPUSA employees, along with others looking for answers. I truly believe in my heart and with a critical thinking mind that Turning Point USA died with Charlie Kirk on that day. I strongly urge the leadership of the TPUSA chapter at Texas State University to follow the example set by the University of Arkansas by dissolving your affiliation with Turning Point USA and rebranding your registered student organization as Young American Revival at Texas State University. Yep. I respect whatever decision is made by the leadership of the chapter and will not speak negatively about it or anyone within it regarding this decision. Charlie's the reason why I started Let Me React and will continue to be one of my biggest inspirations in everything I do in the political realm. I hope you can see the truth in much of what I've said throughout this letter, and I hope you make the right decision. In the name of truth, in the name of Jesus Christ, in the name of Charlie Kirk. I will leave you all with 3 quotes from Charlie that resonate deeply with me and push back against the narrative that is being pushed by the current Turning Point USA. In 2024, Charlie was speaking to people about the importance of playing offense as a conservative. He said, quote, "The cruelty is the point. We are dealing with savages. This is not normal. Ultra-revolution time. They're eating the country from within. The problem is they preempt us against offense, but that is not an excuse. We all have to play offense. We have to take the initiative. But here's the thing. We are not good offensive players. I'll prove it to you. Because conservatives definitionally are defensive. We are conserving against their offense. Our temperament is to build businesses and churches and be agreeable. We don't think like revolutionaries. Well, we got to change that." End quote. Charlie received numerous threats from Christian Zionists and Jewish donors. He was labeled an anti-Semite and conspiracy theorist for questioning anything regarding Israel. He confirmed this with Megyn Kelly, Ben Shapiro on his own podcast and at speaking events multiple times. He expressed that his life was in danger up until that September 10th day. I strongly encourage anyone reading this to please do your research and listen to Charlie's stances on Israel and Iran, especially in the months leading up to his death. Lastly, on this topic, I will share Charlie's words from a text message that he sent 48 hours before he was assassinated. These texts were brought to light by Candace Owens, and even Andrew Kolvet admitted/confirmed they were real. Quote, "Just lost another huge Jewish donor, $2 million a year because we won't cancel Tucker. I'm thinking of inviting Candace. Jewish donors play into all the stereotypes. I cannot and will not be bullied like this, leaving me no choice but to leave the pro-Israel cause." End quote. Third and last quote by Charlie. Quote, "I refuse to back down despite all the smears thrown at me because I learned during COVID. I learned when they told us it came from a bat in the Himalayas. I learned when they told us the vaccine was safe and effective. I learned when they told us that ivermectin was horse paste, that you better keep asking questions because it's the only thing that keeps us free. Thank you for hearing my opinions, my voice, and my heart regarding all of this. God bless America, and God bless Charlie Kirk. Thank you.
That was so good, was it not? I mean, this kid. Yeah, go check out his channel. That's Lemme React. It is, let me pull up his actual info from his channel so you guys can actually see the it's capital L Lemme _ capital React, and that is his YouTube. And yeah, I subscribed to it immediately because I was just like, damn, like that was quite a speech, was it not? And like I said, pray for this kid, because I mean, this is such a young man too. Like, how old could he have been? How old could he be? Like 20, 21, 22? I mean, maybe 23. They all look so young anymore to me, but just so good, and basically capturing, I think, what we all kind of feel about this. And he did such a great did that in such a great way. And that video itself, even though it didn't look like it was highly edited, with all the things that he put in there, he gathered so much like evidence to his opinions. You know, he had all those quotes, all those things he put in that video. Must have taken him literally hours, because that's like a 45-minute video. Just, he put a lot of work and heart into that. And so I definitely wanted to show you guys that, because it was very, like, you know, heartfelt. I just couldn't believe it. I'm glad to see there's kids like this out there. You know what I mean? When you watch something like Erika and then you see something like this, you can definitely see a difference in somebody that is being like fake versus somebody that's being truly honest and speaking from his heart. It's crazy. Yeah, he was just on point and didn't shy away 100%. Amen. Yeah, that was really, really good. I'm glad you guys watched that, because I definitely feel like, yes, kids like him give me hope too. That's it's like, of all the things we've seen lately, that was probably the purest and most, you know, just everything. I don't know, that was just everything. I loved it. Such a good kid. All right, so what else did I have to show you guys here? Let me just look around. There's quite a few things going on here. Yeah, and that, if you're on X, it's at Lemme React over on X too. He's on X as well. Let's see. Oh, somebody tore. You guys might enjoy this one just because we hate Andrew Kolvet and all them guys. Let's take a look at this instead for a moment. Okay, so this was Glenn Beck, and he says Andrew Kolvet denounces the conspiracy theories that the White House Correspondents' dinner shooting was staged. He said everybody was shaken up, so I'm just kind of disgusted, to be honest, whether it's the left or some fringe right crazy people that still cannot be convinced that there's bad people in the world. A lot of them happen to be on the left. We're going to hear it in a second here, but this is Glenn Beck, and let's see. Is this the reaction to it, or is this just the call? Let's just hear what they say here a second.
You know, and to your earlier point, Glenn, it's like, oh, it was all staged. It's like, you know, yeah, it was all just some giant emotional production, guys. That's really what we were doing. We were playing 5-7D chess with everybody, and we just staged some Democrat who, you know, took a train across the country and assembled his weapons in his hotel room, and teacher of the month and all this stuff. We just did it for sympathy points. You guys are real smart out there. Real brilliant thinking. I mean,
again, he's totally insulting anybody that basically had an opinion, like, you know, had an opinion thinking that unaliving was staged. He's like trying to insult everybody. But here is a post from Project Constitution where let's see, this guy here just tears them apart. And so let's listen to this guy reacting to it, because it's so funny.
TPUSA is far from dead. My daughter just started a new thriving chapter. This is the Epstein class. I'm serious, dude. Anyone who would put their young daughter in the room with these people is crazy.
I kind of agree with that.
You are literally giving your kid to wolves. We've seen a complete breakdown with Erika Kirk since she lied about going to the Georgia event. She lied about the threats. We find out that she was in Georgia. Erika Kirk was. She just didn't want to go on because there wasn't a big enough crowd. And then the president of the Georgia chapter quits. And now you know what happened, guys? Baylor struck back. Okay, now Baylor is a conservative school. Check this out, guys.
Yeah, this is good here.
Fucking amazing. Baylor was supposed to have a TPUSA event. And TPUSA wanted to invite non-students. They wanted to bring off-campus people to the campus event.
No, what do you think that off-campus people that they wanted to bring to the event was? Like, they just want, because at this point they have a whole bunch of no-shows, right? All these events they are hosting, barely anybody shows. They're giving the tickets away. They're not even selling them. They're giving them away, and people are not showing up. And so now they want to bust in, 4,500 people to Baylor University. 4,500. And this is what Baylor did.
Now, you know why they wanted to do this? Because they had no numbers. They knew they weren't going to draw a big student crowd.
Yep.
They're dying on the vine on colleges. So they wanted to bring community members from off campus to help pad that room. Many of those people would probably have been paid from like a Craigslist ad, or they would have busted them in from a local mega church, something like that, right? So Andrew Kolvet says, so let me get this straight. Baylor tells TPUSA we can invite community members to our event, but then reverses their decision after some progressive students complain, forcing us to tell 4,500 ticket holders not to come. Baylor then greenlights a progressive counter-programming event called All Our Neighbors and decides community members can attend that. The Southern Baptist School's hypocrisy is documented right here in the student newspaper for all to see. So, TPUSA was having an event they wanted to bring off campus, and Baylor said, okay, it has to be students only. Then TPUSA says, well, wait, we had 5,000 people coming. Then Baylor has a progressive event that brings people from off campus. Dude, and then they wrote about it in the paper. So they're bitching, but look at this, guys. Talk about the ask for your manager. Look at what TPUSA did. Look at who they tagged. They tagged Attorney General of Texas. So in the ultimate, like, can I talk to your manager moment, TPUSA tagged the Attorney General of the state of Texas, hoping that the Attorney General will come in and like bully the school because they're mad that the school wouldn't allow them to bring off-campus people.
How crazy is that? And now we're not calling it being a Karen, we're calling it being an Erika. And so they totally were like being an Erika at this point. They're like literally going to the Attorney General to yell at these kids because they don't want to have like randos bust into their event. Like, good old Andrew there telling on everybody. Like, what a punk. That young boy we've seen has more integrity and more balls than Andrew and Blake put together. I mean, come on. They're such a-holes. They're just such a-holes. I can't stand it. We're going to tell on you. We're telling on you. Oh, thank you so much, Bittersweet. I appreciate it. Oh, Erika has their wedding photo back up in the office, so she must have found it. Like, where did it disappear to in the first place? That's so weird. Yeah, he definitely did not blindly follow Erika. Like he said, he did it first. He was following her at first, and he was all about everything and trying to give her the benefit of the doubt and continue to follow Turning Point. And at the end there, he just could not, he just couldn't do it. He just, everything that basically Charlie taught him as a young man, you can't replace that with Erika, you just can't. It's not the same dynamic. It's not the same message. We're all seeing it's not the same message. Like, it's wild. And then she comes out of here in her sniper gear, her Timu friggin' outfit, sniper outfit with her black hat on, looking hard, making them stupid gestures and acting like she's not mad about Candace. I would love to see her debate Candace. Would you? Oh my God, could you imagine? Candace would eat her. Candace would just eat her for dinner. That would be that. That would be the end of Erika. Candace would just chew her up and eat her. That'd be hilarious. Yeah, they preach to us, but are hateful, vile people. Indeed, you hear Andrew on that call talk about how everybody's just totally nuts if they don't believe what they tell us to believe. Like, shut the hell up about that. Like, we don't have to believe anything you say. What in the world gives you the audacity to think that we need to believe a single thing you have to say? You weirdo. We don't have to believe shit. Shut the hell up. And he's so hard, but he would never, ever go up against Candace. He couldn't stand to go up against that young boy sitting there. That young boy would chew him up. Yeah, I wish. Yeah, right. I'm still waiting for like a note or a letter that Charlie might have sent to somebody knowing that he was about to be unalived, like an entire letter saying this is what's about to happen to me if something happens, this and this. I'm still waiting for somebody to like find that or show that or something. I'm hoping like Charlie wrote it and said, wait a year to put this out or whatever. That'd be so good. That would be the ultimate revenge. Charlie would got the ultimate, not revenge, but justice, the ultimate justice moment. Yeah. I don't even see right and left anymore. Honestly, I just see people are all getting just mad. I mean, we're all mad about so many things. All of us really want is just to have some like cheap gas and be able to feed our family and just live in peace. Like the majority of us, that's literally all we want, no matter what side you're on or whatever. Like at the end of the day, we all just want to be able to hang out with our family, not have to work so many hours, be able to afford to live or buy a home or whatever. And it's like we all have these same ideas that we want. And the rest of it, they just get us all riled up about every other little thing when, I've never in my life wondered if my neighbor was a Democrat or a Republican or never. Never thought of that. Never in a million years did I care. And now it's like everybody talks about like right and left but we're all mad about the same things at the end of the day. And it's just wild. And then when we get to these people are just out of this world. Yeah. Right. Yeah, she doesn't have time to notice all this. She said that quite a few times, Bond. She said that like probably 6 times now that I can remember. Every time she sits down to interview, like she said that, then she was like, "Oh, I'm praying for everybody who, I'm praying for everybody who has a problem with me. I can't control it. They all hate me, but I'm just going to pray for them." And then she comes out and just like whines and cries about it. And like I said, if you're going to be a public figure, like all of us, every single one of us have somebody that hates us. And the more known you are by people, the more people that know you, the more people hate you. That's just the way the world works. And it's like she wants to cry about it. Like you said, we're all human. So you're living the human experience. You're just in the public eye now. And now you have the entire public who can weigh in on every little thing you do. So of course there's going to be more people that show you hate, but there's also going to be more people who love you, more people who follow you, more people who, I mean, does she forget she's not the only like famous person there is? Like Candace deals with the same shit. Candace deals with being called a demon and everything else just for asking questions. She's not even really out here doing anything bad. She's just saying like, I really want to make sure that we caught the person who killed my friend. It's like they want to go right after her. And it's like, geez, oh man, I just can't with them. I want to find you this this couple posts I found. You guys are gonna die. Oh yeah, these are all so good. Hang on a second. I gotta find them. These are so good. Is this it? Oh, here we go. Okay. Let me make sure you guys are seeing this. Okay. Here we go. Let's look at this one right here. This is, I wish I could make it bigger. Here, Erika Kirk after a fake assassination attempt. You see her crying and all upset. And then here's Erika Kirk after a real assassination. Like, this is probably my favorite meme of life in the last couple of months. I cannot. Oh my gosh. And it's so true. It's like, here's the fake one, right? Nobody got hurt. Or, I mean, the security guard, nobody got unalived, I guess I should say, because somebody actually did get hurt. According to, reports, we don't really know, but according to reports, somebody did get hurt, but nobody got unalived. And she's like, I just want to go home. But after somebody really does get assassinated, this is her look. She's like glitter head to toe, got the fireworks going on, and she's like going hard. It's like, okay, girl. And then she wonders why people don't feel bad for her. I mean, what do you think is going to happen when you totally act like that? And next up, we've got a video of Kash Patel during this attempt. All right, you guys ready for this one? It's hilarious. So here he is. Let's watch a little snippet. I don't know if there's music. I'm going to let it play. If there's music, I have to pause it to mute the music, but just sitting, just chilling. There he is. Look. That's the director of the FBI. After the president, an attempt was made on the president's life. Here he is, just chilling. It's like, oh, I cannot. I cannot. Thank you, Bon. I think some of you guys are a little bit back in the I think some people are a little bit back in it's like loading slow because we were talking about that earlier. So I hope they can catch up. I hope they will eventually watch the whole thing. But yeah, I kind of like Candace because I've always felt from her that at least she feels like she's telling the truth. Like no matter what her theories are, or she says something crazy or whatever, to her, I feel like she is honestly believing every word that comes out of her own mouth. And you really don't get that a lot, especially when you're talking about that compared to everybody over at Turning Point USA, because you can tell that some of those people don't believe half the shit they're saying themselves. We saw that reaction when they said it was going to be how many months until the Tyler Robinson case. Andrew and them were like, oh God, like you could see they're exhausted. They're exhausted from speaking and saying all these things that they're saying. And so I like that she at least thinks she's telling us the truth, and that I appreciate, first time joining. I'm loving your content. Thank you so much, LW. I appreciate it. Please hit the like button. If you are liking the show, please don't forget to hit the like. It does help out so very much, and it actually helps to signal YouTube that people actually like it, and then it'll show it to a couple more people. Otherwise, it just basically goes in tanks. The corruption worldwide has brought citizens together. Yes, and differences are no issue. Politicians are not pushing segregation. Yes, that they are trying so hard, but they really aren't. They really aren't. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. It's only bringing us more together. And that is one thing, even though times right now are very scary and things suck really bad, I can honestly say I've never felt like a bigger sense of agreement and togetherness with others, because we're kind of all on the same page, right? Angry about the Epstein files and angry, at all those people in those files, and just basically like with this stuff, we're all kind of on the same page here, and Charlie Kirk being unalived, and just like a lot of things. And all we want at the end of the day is the same thing. Like we all just want to be with our family and our friends and not have to worry about this craziness. And they're just pushing us all together, in my opinion. And I agree. Yeah, that's right. And she said she's not angry because the enemy would love for her to be angry, yet there she is, pissed at all the criticism. Exactly. It's crazy. Yeah, in her new overpriced clothing. Very true. Very true. That killed me. That outfit, I immediately was just like, oh my God, she is looking crazy. Yeah. They're trying to get us against each other. That's right. They don't care who it is. And they keep saying left and right because they want us to go back to that. Like, I don't I don't know. I just hear it every time Andrew and Blake speak. It's always something to that effect, like left and right, left and right, left and right, and the leftists and the people on the right. And then, like, no, we're not even thinking in those terms barely anymore. Like, they've ruined that. There is no left and right anymore. It's just like, I think it's the normal people versus the air cultists and those people that are in the Epstein class, the predator class or whatever they're calling it. I think that's how it is anymore. There ain't no left and right. There's predator class and normal people. That's like it, Yeah, that's a good one. Miss the handkerchief. Yeah, I miss the fluffy dresses. I mean, that one was nice, but it wasn't as fluffy. I like that giant fluffy one she wore when she was like, "There's nothing by coincidence." Yes. Yeah, you're right. She makes it people think things even worse because she just looks so fake. Like, even if things were true, her saying anything makes us think the opposite a lot of times. We automatically are on guard because I don't know if she ever tells the truth about, like, literally anything. It's like crazy. Jesse breaks that video down great. I'll have to check that out. I love Jesse. Yeah, Patel. Yeah, he's in a lot of hot water as well. Kash Patel's in a lot of hot water. Or, he was. I don't know if they're actually going to do anything about all the things they found, but yeah. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. They do everything. It's like everything they do is for a reason, and they try to pretend like it's not, like we're not gonna catch that and stuff. It's ridiculous. There's another one here. Oh, this is a good one too. I'm ready for this. Liz says, "Why does my Ring camera have IMAX footage of a raccoon demolishing last night's pizza out of my trash, but a White House event looks like it was filmed on a cracked flip phone from 2007? Why we pay taxes for this? And then here's the security footage differences." Is this not insane? Like, come on. This is so freaking true. This is what they're showing us at the, Hilton, whatever, Washington Hilton's ballroom that had the deal with the president. And people are saying blame it on the hotel being cheap, not the government. Well, the hotel should really upgrade their own cameras. We said I've seen Bigfoot and better DPI. Oh my god. She will crack me up. I cannot. Yeah, the never ending psyops is right. We're all angry about that. Yes. Yeah. I literally think like every single one of us, no matter what our beliefs or any of that, like, honestly, I've never made friends depending on what their political beliefs were. I never judged my neighbors or even questioned my neighbors about what their political beliefs are. Like, literally nobody in my life. Like, I've never, never. I just know that I get along with people for, having things in common, and we all basically have those things in common. It's not like any of us want to have, like, not be able to afford a carton of eggs, right? Like, who's gonna say that? Not me. He's Sushi. Welcome in. The sad truth is bad news and reputation spread much farther and longer than most positive feedback or reinforcement others get. Exactly. I always try to make sure to kind of stay on the positive side of things, especially if you're going to be on YouTube and make videos, because people can be brutally mean. But my whole thing is like, I don't know those people. And so their opinions, if they're going to be negative like that, I don't really care, and she's just getting mad about it. Like, we all get that. And it just depends on your level of, not even just fame, but just like, who knows you. Just depends on how many people know you and have interacted with you or seen you out there. Tons of people hate me. Tons of people hate a lot of people. You're going to get nasty people all the time. It's just, and for her to whine about it, it's like an insult to everybody else, it's wild. It's like Candace probably gets the same amount of hate and the same amount of BS. She doesn't like come out here going, I couldn't attend the event because I'm afraid people were going to make fun of me. Well, I'm sorry, but those kids were counting on you to attend that event, and because you're not attending, it's crazy. And here is something Sword Truth posted. He said, why did Erika flip on Charlie Kirk's long-standing position of not attending the dinner? He said, hey guys, Sword Truth here. And I urge, if you're not following Sword Truth on X, you should check him out. He's always got the good, he's always up on everything, swear. He said, Charlie openly mocked the event and refused to go for years. Trump had not attended since 2011, yet Erika showed up anyway and was right there in the room when the chaos erupted. The post from Base Sam Parker puts it perfectly. It's just another example of Erika reversing Charlie's positions, and it happened at the same event Trump had stayed away from for over a decade. An interesting night of firsts, don't you think? Yeah, very true. An interesting night of firsts, indeed. It's just it gets to be enough. People are just getting sick of all the nonsense. Like, come on now. And here's Andrew Kolvet trying to show off University of Idaho plus TPUSA equals America. And he's got a little clip of all the people who showed up. But, some of these people don't look like students, do they? And I actually am going to make this bigger to check it out. I see a couple of students. Let me turn this off. I see a couple of students there, but then I see older guys. I see little babies. Another older couple. Another older couple, maybe one college student. I see younger kids here, like a whole group of young kids, like really young kids. Like what? Here's a really older guy. Older people. Very young girl, maybe college kids. Another older guy, another kid that doesn't look like he's even in college yet. Yeah. But he's trying to put that off like University of Idaho. Like that's all university students. Come on, son. Those are people that look like they may have been, incentivized to go there. It says it's like it's like the size of a conference room, and why are there so many granddads? Thank you, Emily. Why use the black curtains? Trying so hard to show us that TPUSA still gets crowds. You guys are done. No influence or relevance. Plus, people in the audience are mostly boomers who forced their brainwashed kids to come with them, or to come with. They said keep them. How was this event marketed? There's an awful lot of older folks and children there. Where are the college students? I'm thinking the area of TPUSA as a young adult youth movement is over. How many times and how many views are you going to keep sharing of the same event in a small space to look crowded? Yeah, it does look like a rather smaller place, doesn't it? Looks kind of itty bitty there. Let me check out some of you guys' comments. I like to see what you guys are saying. I'm not one of those people who ignores the comments through the whole stream. Sorry. I like the comments. That's my favorite. All right. Mikey McCoy walking away without hesitation. Yes, me too. Me too. That was the first thing I was like, what the hell? I was like, well, he didn't even see him fall. How did he know anything happened? And then they said he called somebody and said he was like, pew, pew. And I'm like, how does he know? How does he even know that happened to him? He didn't even see the guy fall. So how does he know he actually was, maybe you heard it, but you didn't see anything happen? Weirdo. That's the first thing I seen too. Definitely not. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. The whole they thing is like, that's my first thing was like, who was they? She never even said who they were, just they, I guess just people who are negative, talking negatively. Like, okay, girl. So weird. Yeah, I gotta hear that one where somebody was like, "Why so sad?" Literally crying when nothing happened. Unreal. Yeah, I missed that pink dress. A lot of people have grieved their pets longer and more deeply than we've seen, you know. He's a reptilian. You never know. I've seen some crazy excuse me, some crazy people with these crazy eyeballs in some of these videos. Creepy. I don't know what they are, but they're very creepy. Yeah, I can't imagine that. Honestly, can't imagine how he felt like dealing with that. Let's see, Mushishi been lurking. Right. That's it, just it. We have to believe that they are incompetent or it was done on purpose. And there's a whole lot of things that lead us to believe that it was done on purpose just because, just because of all the things we saw there. It's pretty wild. Mhm. I think it's funny that they have his picture, his wedding photo back up. That's crazy that she put that back up. Yes, I love Coach Colin too. Love me some Coach Colin. H2. We are in agreement. We are on the same page there. Everything she says is stupid. I agree. Yeah, most of them, it does seem like they sold their souls. I will never forget their reactions that day when they were like, "Oh, it's gonna take some however many months," and they were just like, "Oh my god," because they were just so pissed about it. They're like exhausted. I feel like they're exhausted from continuing to like have to deal with that stuff. Um, totally just exhausted. But yeah, that was pretty much all I had. I got tons more stuff to talk about, but that's all I had for today because that was a long one but I wanted you guys to hear that young boy. He was so good. Very heartfelt and just like, 100%. He was really cool. And I did not watch Erika yet. I'm scared too. Yeah, you should just rewind this live, girl, because I totally tore her up. You'll love it. You'll love it. At least you won't be yelling at her alone. I went in on the bitch because she got on my nerves so badly. It was very bad. But yeah, just rewind this one. You'll see it. But yeah, I appreciate all of you guys for stopping by. Before you go, I want to try to get live streaming. I want to try to do a lot more live streaming, and then basically we can just kind of cut up the live streams for videos. And let me know what you guys think about the live stream. Do you guys enjoy the lives? I mean, I don't want to do the things that you guys aren't really liking. So let me know if you like to do the lives a lot better, because I love doing lives myself, because I like basically just like hanging out and talking shit on everything. So that's my favorite thing is if you like the lives. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'm happy to do more live streaming, and I think this was a good time. I think this was a good time to do it. Like noon felt really good. We had a good turnout. Everybody seems to like be able to chill around noon. And maybe I'll continue to do them right at noon, because I do want to make it more live streamy. I like to have it, and I like to interact and stuff, and doing videos it's fun to make the videos, but I don't get to really get you guys opinions like on the fly and stuff like that. I like that part of it. So I definitely will do more live streaming if you guys enjoy it. And Kash had a bad night. Yeah, he had a bad night. All right. But yeah. All right. Well, how about this? I'll plan one for tomorrow at noon as well. I know shit's gonna pop off overnight into tomorrow, so I guarantee we'll have more trash to talk tomorrow, so we can do another one tomorrow at noon. So make sure that you ring the bell and set your notifications to all. That way you can be alerted, because you want to be a little ding to remind you we're coming live. So I'm just gonna schedule one in the morning for noon. And hopefully I will see every single one of you guys back here at noon, and we can snark on some more of these idiots. I mean, it's too easy. It's way too easy. I actually have an entire whole bunch of clips of Erika Kirk that I've not yet even been able to get into, because you know how it is. It's hard to watch them. But if you guys are here and we can snark on her, I will definitely pull those clips tomorrow. We can look at some of them. This was at her pastor's conference and her talking all kind of shit. And there's a lot to go over. So have a great day, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see some of you guys over on Candace if she comes on today. I don't know where she's been. Maybe she'll be on later today. I don't know. But if not, I'll see you all tomorrow. I love you all so very much, and thank you for hanging out with me.